Hello everybody, today I'm going to be going over the HTI, O-rings and seal replacement in alignment with the Modus presentation. The purpose of this video is to show how to perform this repair and take away some of the anxiety that can come with such a daunting task, especially as a new technician. Throughout the video, feel free to pause, that way you have time to finish each part. First things first, you want to make sure to do a safety check and make sure that you are in a safe area away from traffic with your cones out. It is also important to make sure you're far from any drains or anything else that you wouldn't want to get chemicals on if there's a spill. How do you know if your O-rings need replaced? Well, you will notice that your HTI is leaking from around the manifold. That's a good indication that one or more of your O-rings are damaged or worn. You're going to need a handful of items to perform the repair. I recommend having them out and ready to go. The first thing you'll need is a 3/16 Allen wrench, this guy right here. Next is a 1/2 inch wrench. A socket set might save you a little bit of time. Next is a 9/16 wrench, then a Phillips screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver or a pick for pulling out the O-rings, a large crescent wrench. Then you have your O-rings. Pay attention to the size and the shape of these as they are important. Then you want to find your Molly coat lube. And finally, have your gloves, a cup, and cleanup supplies ready in case there is a spill. So let's get to it. The first thing you're going to do is remove the screws around the digital counter with your Allen wrench. Once you're finished up with the screws, go ahead and lift up on the digital counter. Go ahead and unplug the wires, but be careful to only pull on the white plug. Next, you're going to find the fill side and unscrew the handle using the 1/2 inch wrench. It's very helpful to have a tray to put any screws or things that you undo in so you don't lose them. Next, you're going to go to the other side of your HTI and locate the hose that is attached to the manifold. Using your 9/16 wrench, go ahead and remove that hose. Removing the handle on this side helps out quite a bit. Here you can see that it is all the way unscrewed, but doesn't want to come off, so I'm going to leave it like that for now. Go ahead and grab your 1/2 inch wrench and remove these 3 bolts that hold the manifold to the inside of the housing. At this point, the manifold should easily slide out. Using a Phillips screwdriver, remove the HTI indicator plate from the piston end. Grab your giant crescent wrench and unscrew the piston seal cap. Then pull it out completely. Have your cup ready because there's a good chance your manifold still has Cambistatus in it. I used a paper towel to help me pull out the piston. Pull the seal cap off the piston and take this time to look for warps, indentations, and any scuff marks on the piston or the manifold inner walls. Before you use a pick to take off these O-rings, go ahead and take note of how these 2 rings taper away from each other at the edges. Add lube to the inside of the grooves as well as to the rings, that way everything goes back together nicely. When you're finished replacing those O-rings, find your seal cap and take out the blue inside ring, the inner black ring, and the O-ring on the outside. When you replace the 2 rings on the inside, be sure that they taper inwards and the flares face out. Add a little grease to the threads on the seal cap, put it back on the piston, and go ahead and carefully slide the piston back into the manifold. Go ahead and put everything back together, then run a couple cycles of water through the HTI to make sure that it doesn't leak.